The 6.5 is
on the road.
In the booth, take 5 here at Supercomputing. It's great to see the energy, the enthusiasm, the excitement, the momentum. That's all still going on.
one of the big things we see is this traditional world of HPC and AI are really merging together. And even like traditional HPC applications, you're seeing now have like AI loops in them. And so the worlds are no longer like distinct like they used to be. It's very much one world. And many times the teams that were the traditional HPC teams and enterprises are now being asked to do AI.
We're seeing where people are using AI to develop the data that they're putting into the modeling simulation and vice versa. We're using it to steer modeling the simulation. We're accelerating the science outcomes by bringing in some AI techniques.
Click back 3 years now, and everything has changed, right? So the massive new clouds are still doing those large training models. You've gone from like 50 billion, 100 billion, 200 billion, trillion parameter models. But also at the same time, inference has scaled up, right? I mean, you've gone from what you call as single shot models to tree of thought models to mixture of expert models to chain of thought models. So you're seeing a lot of evolution in models itself. Combine that with agentic, and what we're beginning to see is a pretty big explosion in what inference should be and what it can be potentially, right? So that's where we are, and we are the precipice of the next big wave, which I think is the inference wave.
Networking matters actually more now than what it used to be before.
You have to have a RAG-ready fabric that feeds data. So one of the key approaches is NVIDIA AI data platform, saying that, hey, we have an issue with data for AI. We need to bring GPU compute to the data. And so that's what the AI data platform reference design, reference architecture is. And that's what we took at Cisco as part of the Secure AI factories.
You're going to start to see memory capacity, memory bandwidth, latency, power efficiency become the key critical things that people are going to look at in memory.
Let's talk about what really matters, power consumption.
Traditional cooling is reaching the limit as like the chip power over 1,000 watts and the rack density over 100 kilowatt. Customers now require scalable, energy efficient, and easy deployable cooling systems that work across from grid to system.
You can't cool AI server with air. You've got to have the liquid cooling.
So 50 years of liquid cooling technology that we've continued to develop upon, because dense compute is what is needed for both modeling and simulation and these AI workloads.
Our capability not just include design the hardware, we kind of give you flexible, fully integrated rack level, and that's kind of something plug-in for customer that needs tailor-made. It's not just, hey, here's the menu, choose 1, 2, 3. It's more like, what do you need? I can specific tailor-made to meet your workloads for both HPC and AI.
Fuzzball is it's basically HPC 2.0. It's taking HPC and it's reinventing it by allowing it not only to work on-prem, but also to work in the cloud, by being more intelligent about storage, and by just opening it up to anyone really who wants to use HPC, not just computer scientists or domain experts, but anybody who needs to.
What is next happening is, how do we look at enterprise AI? How do we look at HPC AI? That is going to drive a new increase in opportunity and usage. And some of those customers who I ask, is it a bubble? They say every morning we think it might be a bubble, and they go to bed saying, I need to build 3x the capacity of what I planned for. And that has not slowed down.